Hello everyone, this is Charles, and I'm doing a video response to Kalelprime, also known as David, his getting to know a Transformers fan redux. So, I'm just going to answer these 10 questions, and then maybe a surprise. Wait and see. Question number 1 is, how long have you been a Transformers fan? And the answer to that is since, I guess, remember seeing them, which would be, I guess, almost 25 years now, I think. I mean, I'm a child of the '80s. The Transformers are an '80s property, so I grew up with them. So, I mean, it's kind of hard for me not to be a fan of them. Although, I will say that the Unicron trilogy tried desperately to make me not be a fan anymore. Question number 2 is, what is your earliest memory of Transformers? Well, my earliest memory of the toys is playing with, I guess, some incomplete versions of Starscream and I want to say Prime, but I don't think it was Prime. I know I had Blitzwing and Octane, and I had a whole shit ton of GoBots, and even the Rock Lords. So, it's kind of funny to think back to that age, and you remember some images, but not everything really clearly. Yeah. Question number 3 is, what is your favorite Transformer of all time? Well, that would be obvious. That's my namesake, Rodimus Prime. Because the young, uncertain hero thrust into a position of leadership, at the time to me, and still is still kind of a relatively new concept, and it's one of the better ones when executed properly. As opposed to the crappy way it was implemented in the Unicron trilogy and a lot of other things since then. But yeah, he's still my favorite. Number 4 is, what is your most prized Transformers possession? Huh. I could say the Masterpiece figures I own since they're the most valuable, but I'm going to go with my collection of the Dinobots. The G1 Dinobots. Grimlock, Slag, Sludge, Snarl, and Swoop. They're all the original G1 toys. They're all complete, and they're all in really, really good shape. And I just really love the Dinobots. In addition to being a big Rodimus Prime fan, I love the Dinobots. I love the cartoon version of the Dinobots. Let me be sure. I really like their big, stupid... They're tough as hell, but they're dumb as hell, too. I just love that characterization of them. Question number 5 asks, where in the world do you come from or live? And I live in the same state, albeit a bit north of Alex Jazz Santee, Congo 954 on YouTube, and Sean Cybertron Axe, aka the Movie Man himself. I'm not going to say exactly where I live, but, there's enough, I guess, hints out there. People are really determined to find out that they can find it, but I'm not going to volunteer that information. You're just going to have to work at it. Number 6 asks, outside of Transformers, what do you do with your life? Well, as this little display I've created here demonstrates, I have a lot of other things I collect. Some video game figures here, like a Final Fantasy figure here. This is a Power Ranger / Super Sentai figure, Megazord. Let's see, what is it? This is from Mahou Sentai Magi Ranger, also known as Power Rangers Mystic Force. I think it's the Magi King or the Titan Megazord. I'm really sure on the English names, not so much on the Japanese names. And this is from last year's Kamen Rider series, Kamen Rider Kiva. This is the Tatsurat race. So I collect these things too. And of course, here's this guy I'll talk about later in another video. Yeah, I do that, and I also am a big-time sports fan. Living in the state, you kind of have to be. Or you're just, strange and weird. And not in a good way. Number 7 asks, what is the origin of your YouTube screen name? Alright, well, this goes back to the Unicron trilogy, and one of the few things I thought was funny was the tendency of Optimus Prime to combine with his subordinates to give him, Sonic, Optimus Prime, Sonic Wing Mode, or Savage Claw Mode, or whatever the hell it is. So when it came time to make this screen name, I thought of, what if Rodimus had to combine with different characters? And I thought about some of the characters he could combine with, and I came up with like the likes of Blur or Springer, or even going back to the original, I guess was it Five Faces of Darkness, G1 Grimlock, and that kind of inspiration of what kind of modes he would create, like a really fast mode, maybe not necessarily a flying mode by combining with Blur, but a super fast mode, and a heavy artillery or armor mode by combining with Grimlock, and then with Springer, I guess a combination of the two. So Fire Streak Rodimus PR is just, kind of a impromptu fan name I came up with for those modes. Wish it was deeper than that, but it's not. Number 8. Whose videos do you enjoy watching? Well, this is going to ruffle some feathers, but videos I enjoy watching, first and foremost, is Robot Adventures. Reuven, the man in Japan. Because he's just so out there and he's never afraid to say what he thinks, no matter what it is. Even if I disagree with it, I still respect him for having a great opinion. The second person, I guess, would be Biker Trash Wolf, Josh. Because, like Reuven, he's not afraid to say what he thinks. He has no agenda that I can detect. And unlike some, other people on YouTube that are famous for their internet personalities, I think Josh is really earnest when he talks, and he's much more of a genuine person, which I think is important. Other person, it would be the Great Toy Reviewer, all one word. Again, I don't always agree with his opinions, but I think he's, again, one of the more real and honest persons that are out there. He's not really necessarily doing this thing for popularity or whatnot, as he makes abundantly clear. But I think he's one of the more, I guess, objective people, even if you disagree with him. But he's one of the people I enjoy. David, yeah, I enjoy watching David because David's funny and he's informative. Same thing with Simon. So is Andy, of course. Goes without saying that my two cohorts, JT Mitchell and Optimus, I watch as well, but not as often. They're just, and nothing wrong with that. I just, I watch some of those other people first. That's just how I am. Let's see. Question number 9 asks, which Transformer is your holy grail? Well, gee, Dave, it'd be Fort Max. I mean, we can ask Simon about that since he got them at Predaking at the same damn time. Number 10 asks, if you could transform into anything, what would it do? Well, I would transform into one of these guys. Well, not a bracelet, but I would transform into a Kamen Rider. Just because I think in life, if you kick anything in the head hard enough and it explodes, that's cool. Alright? And now I'm going to do 4 of the 5 questions he added in the Redux video. And it says, in the last 6 months, what figure have you picked up that has rocked your world? Figure rocking... none, really. I mean, I'm looking over the figures I've picked up in the past 6 months, and they're all nice, but they're not, I guess, as rocking my world as, some of the other things I've gotten previously, I guess. Maybe one of the animated figures, but I'm not going to say who it is because I want to torment Optibotimus, my co-host. He's just going to have to figure about that one. Number 12 asks, in the last year, what has been the biggest change in your personal life? Well, I do a podcast now. And granted, that's not necessarily a big personal life, but it is a big change for me because it means I'm getting out and meeting people on YouTube, which is a thoroughly frightening concept no matter how you say it. Number 13 asks, who on YouTube has been the most entertaining? And number 14 asks, who has been your least favorite Transformer? And I'm just going to do these fairly quickly. The most entertaining person I found on YouTube is definitely Robot Adventures, simply because, as I said before, you don't sure what he's going to say. I would put Josh up there with him as well, because I always watch their stuff, no matter what they have to say. My least favorite Transformer. No, I'm not going to say him, although I'm really, really tempted. I would have to say... Huh. Well, he's not a slam dunk, but this guy right here, he's going to be in the discussion. Let me put it that way. Anyways, this has been Charles, and I'm just answering David's questions as best I can in 10 minutes or less. So I hope everybody watches this video and enjoys, or not. So talk to you later. Bye.